Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Huh? How is everybody doing on this fine Friday? It's Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. I should know what day it is. So the weather has me confused because we uh we skipped August here. It's 74 degrees. It's breezy. Tonight's going to be 56 degrees. The windows are open, the airs are off. It's August. It's a beautiful thing. So, and this will be the last stream that we have to say next month is hockey. At least by is Monday the first? Because I will be here Monday. Let's see, what's today? The 29th, 30th, 30th. Yeah, so Monday's the first. So finally, by Monday, we could be like, there's hockey this month. So, all right, that's it. That was the whole show. Appreciate all the support. I will see you on Monday. All right, let's see what we got here. Tariffs. When we doing a meet and greet, if we can get down there, we're trying to get down there in January and February. Um, we'll let everybody know in advance. Um, that's all I can say. We're hoping we can pull it off. You know what I mean? We'd like to at least be able to get down there for a couple of weeks. My parents' 50th wedding anniversary is February 14th. So when I first thought maybe January, but now I kind of might need to be down there for the 50th anniversary. I got to talk to my sister. So we're trying to make something happen. That's the best I can say right now. Hey, Simon. Hey, Patel. How you doing, buddy? Bex, how we doing? Hey, Bex. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, well, when the season starts, the streams are going to be a little bit longer. The streams are going to be a little bit longer once we actually have some games to talk about. This is like a Darth. There's a Darth of anything. Tag me on a couple things on X. All right. Thank you, bud. Thank you for letting me know. I haven't checked in a couple of days. Twitter is so hard for me, man. I remember the good old days. And now it's like if you don't have a curated list of only people that you want to see, it's like you get like 3 posts in an ad, and then a fight posts, and then politics, and then red pill, and then hot. It's just brutal. It's like you have to you have to curate your own feed, I guess. Yeah, Simon, I was going to do it outside today, but the day kind of changed a little bit. Donna not feeling well, so she stayed home. Um, so my day kind of got a little bit changed. So maybe probably Monday. Monday is going to be a little bit cooler too. So I'm going to try that on Monday. Guitarco, my memory of the finals today. We're going to work on our checking. Oh, you had to remind us about that. Jeez, that's the truth, though, right? Every dang commercial. When I wrote Lessons in Faith in Sports, did I think we win back to back? No. No. I didn't even pick us to win that following year. I picked the Canes. The first year we won, we beat Edmonton. I picked Carolina that year. And then last year I picked us. So I picked us to win the cup when we lost to Vegas. I picked the Canes to win when we beat Edmonton. And then last year I picked us to repeat. I don't know about this year just yet. You know what I mean? It would seem kind of counterintuitive to not just pick us to three-peat. It almost kind of feels like cheating, though, right? You know, like we're clearly the best, if not one of the best. I mean, we're clearly right now healthy and everything, the best team. So it's like picking the best team in the NHL to win seems like cheat code. But eventually, we won't win. Eventually. Bex, yeah, man, it's definitely just a snoozer of an off season. Hey, Miss Jaws, how we doing, Donna? Are you home? I'm surprised. Be careful now. Donna's got a wrench, so everybody be cool. She doesn't feel all that great today, so you never know. Hey, Simon. The other Simon, too. Hungry says Marner did an interview and confirmed Leafs fans doxed his family and were threatening them. Wow. Jeez, man. That's awful. That sucks. But like I said during the playoffs, it's just like the Leafs fan base and other fan bases too, like Cowboys. Like some fan bases, some fan bases get gaslit. Like they get all juiced up by the media being, told, hey, maybe we're better than they really are. And then when it turns out they're not as good as the media said, then fans get ornery. Not that there's an excuse for doing that, though. That's a little bit crazy. Patel says, I'd take the Geico ad any day except from an ad from Kayak. And it's better than the Caveman. Yeah, I'll grant you that. Yeah, I'll grant you that. The Geico stuff, it was on repeat so often. Like sometimes it would just be like two different versions of the same one in the same break. Beck says, small story, raised in Florida but live in Colorado now. I got 5 of my coworkers who weren't into hockey to enjoy it now, and now they love the Panthers because of me. So much that they're looking into buying jerseys. Avalanche fans around the office aren't too thrilled. Good job, Bex. Good job. Silva, what's a Friday free-for-all? I guess it's like any other day, only it's an excuse. Because when there's no hockey, we generally just start talking about whatever the chat wants anyway. But since it's Friday, it gives me an excuse to do what we do every day. We need games, camp, something, anything. Not anything. I don't want anybody to get injured, right? So I have the video, a longer video coming out Monday or Tuesday. I contacted the Panthers and the same thing, zero response. Zero either. So one of two things is true. Either every email I send to the Panthers, because it's different email addresses, different people, either every email I send to the team goes to everybody's junk box, or I am on the do not interact with this person list. There's no other explanation, because I've tried several different ways and several different people, and I don't even get like a automated response or anything. So either it's all going to junk, or they don't, you know what I mean, one way or another. Guitarco says 3 months gluten sugar free, down 20 pounds so far. I feel more stable, but the cravings never go away. I can't look at food. Jeez, that's tough. The sugar especially, that's tough. But it's good to be down to 20. It's good to be down to 20 pounds for sure. If I lost 20 pounds, I would cease to exist. I would just like blow away in the wind. I need to gain 20 pounds. I never thought I'd get to this age and not be able to keep weight on. But I guess there's bigger things to complain about. Kenneth, we can dodge wrenches. We can watch the movie. We watched the movie. Exactly, Miss Jaws. Yeah, Kyle laughing about the trade. I know he had a good time with that. Yeah. There's somebody that left a comment that says the Cowboys won the trade and only stupid people don't know it or can't tell. I didn't respond. Cade, right? Hey, Trey. Just got Dusty's hotel set up for tomorrow, but if he knew I was seeing his mom without him, he'd be pissed. How you doing, man? You all right? You're all right without the missus? Tara says, I think the Locked On podcast gaslight fans as well, especially Locked On Dolphins and Heat. I've seen the Locked On Dolphins guy a couple of times. Yeah, but there's a few of those, you know what I mean? That, and it's kind of corporate. You know what I mean? They have a certain expectation from their creators, which is fine. Hey, look, if you get picked, you get picked. You do it. Doesn't no harm, no foul that way. But I kind of like doing it the independent way, which is why the team won't talk to me. So there's that. Why would the Cowboys trade away their best player for somebody that isn't great? Because Jerry Jones, every one of us, well, not every one of us, most of us, especially if we're over the age of like 45, 50, we've had that one grandparent that kind of their mental health kind of deteriorated and we knew they weren't right. Unfortunately for Cowboys fans, crazy grandpa Jerry owns your team. Like, I just don't even have words for how he handled that situation. And then he's trying to spin it as though, everything went the way that he wanted it. I mean, he's just lost his mind. He's lost his marbles. Do I like the Dolphins, New Jersey? No, not a fan. Not a fan. Kay says the Panthers channel just uploaded a huge comeback against Boston in 19. Yeah, I saw a thumbnail on that. I didn't watch it, but yeah. There's another Panthers podcast that had Lomberg on the show. How do we get this to happen? Well, Lomberg's not with the Panthers anymore. Lomberg's not with the Panthers anymore. Are you talking about now, or are you talking about in previous times? You're talking about there's been other people that have done it. It's a lot of it's politics, Cade, in terms of I'm not down there, I don't know people, they have a certain impression of me, which is not all that inaccurate from when I started the channel and just bitched and complained about everything. Try a different email address. I mean, I suppose it's not a bad idea. Hungry, that's not a bad idea. You would think at this point, as much as I would like to think that they're ignoring me, at this point, it's got to be going to junk mail because I've sent so many. You would have thought at some point one person would be like, look, dude, we can't talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all I want. Like, if they don't like me and they don't want to talk to me, it's like just have the balls to answer the email and be like, hey, man, just give up. You know what I mean? Just tell me. Tell says, I've seen videos saying Tyreek is broke after a divorce. Also seeing that Travis Hunter's wife had a kid. Yeah, that's wild, man. Tyreek is broke. Jeez. He had a thing with his wife a couple of years ago, right? Wasn't there a little scuffle there or something? Trey says Coke Zero is the nectar of the gods. Interesting. So what are we going to do this weekend, Simon? Nothing. No, I'm not streaming this weekend. I'm working on another video that I got coming out Monday or Tuesday. And then that's it. I mean, football starts Thursday. We got football Thursday, football Friday, football Sunday. So Donna was looking at the schedule, the Dolphins and the Panthers schedule last night. And she was like, oh, okay. So we're going to try to get some time together this weekend because this is the last weekend of no sports until whenever the Stanley Cup final is over. That's it. It's over. Summer's over. Hungry says, as a Packers fan, I would like to thank Jerry Jones for being as delusional as Leafs and Oilers fans put together. Trey says, not really, but you'll see her on Monday. What did I do now, Vincent? Why am I a bad YouTuber today? If you're going to say stuff like that, thought maybe you said something later on in the chat. What did I do this time? What am I not doing right this time? Beck says the hockey guy said he received an email with decent sized list of teams getting an alternate jersey this season. What do I think the odds the Panthers would get one? I don't think so. I still continue to say we're not going to get a third jersey until it's the off season where we didn't win the cup. It just makes financial sense to me that they wouldn't cut the sales of the championship merchandise to put out a third jersey. Trey says Jerry will pay Dak, but not Micah, right? Oh, Big C's at Lombard. Yeah, see, but that's probably through, he's got the Spit and Chicklets guys now. You know what I mean? So, and Lomberg's not a Panther. But if he gets Panther players, hey, look, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Jason, you say Parsons was not good for the locker room? Greg says the new Finns jersey looks like a bad high school jersey. Yeah, I wasn't really a fan of it. Simon says, who's my other favorite YouTube? My other favorite YouTube hockey channels? Hockey guys grown on me over the course of the years. Trying to think. I mean, obviously Nick and Paul. I'm trying to think of who hockey psychology obviously is good. Hungry says he's had Duke on a couple of weeks ago and had an entire 4 people watching. So the thing with it, the dirty little secret, and most people that have players on and stuff like that, it's fun, right? But it doesn't. It's the way that the YouTube algorithm works is it's not, oh, this person had a player on, so now we're going to grow his channel. We had Billy Lindsay on at least like 10 times, and most of the videos would get just a few hundred views and really didn't gain many subscribers. Like sometimes we wouldn't gain any subscribers from those videos. It's not like a magic button. It's like a fun thing. You know what I mean? It's good for the viewers, your fans of the channel, and it's cool to interact with the players and all of that. But it's not something where, if you have a player on that YouTube is going to like give you cred or something. It's crazy. To give you an idea of how crazy the YouTube algorithm works, they're completely unrelated, but it shows. It's like John Oates. Everybody know who John Oates is, right? Okay? He's got his own YouTube channel. You know what I mean? Here's a dude that's been one of the most famous musicians for 50 years. He don't have 10,000 subscribers. YouTube doesn't show his stuff. It makes me feel better about the hockey channel. Beck says it was a show the other day. They've had previous players that used to be on the team. Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably through his connections with Spit and Chicklets. I need to get the rub like Caesar did. Caesar got the Chicklets rub and has been off to the races. I mean, I good for him. That's all I can say. You know what I mean? Like, I had my moment with the Kachuk thing. I gained like 2,500 subscribers and all of that. But I'm not as likable as I'm not likable. I don't even have to say I'm not as likable. I'm just not likable. Jason, yeah, Parsons is a great player. It's just wild the way that went down. Yeah, Tyreek is probably broke from having to pay 30 different women child support, right? Trey, yeah, I get it. I get what you're saying. No McChicken's name in the video title. Vincent, man, that's what that if you that's how you're supposed to do it now. The way that the YouTube algorithm and what we're being told it is to create a title like the clickbait shit. That is what even the YouTube insiders that work for the company are telling us what to do. It makes more logical sense for me to say, where would Connor McDavid go if he was traded? But if you listen to what everybody that handles and works, even the people that work for YouTube, it's counterintuitive. I agree. But they say that titles like where would he go and leaving some kind of mystery as to what the hell we're talking about. I've been told by everybody that knows that unfortunately that kind of clickbait title is going to get more attention from the algorithm than what would make sense to say, where would McDavid go? I don't like it. And but that's purposeful on my end because that's what I continue to be told, like the trade video that I did, the Stu Barnes trade video, right? Like what I've been told is that the algorithm would handle it completely different if I would have put, Barnes and Woolies for Barnes and Willie for Wells ruined the Panthers or something like that. I agree with you, but I'm just trying to do what I'm being told. Oh yeah, Notre Dame. I remember Notre Dame. Yeah. Guitar Crow says, you mentioned eating Roadhouse rolls and getting sick after a diet. Did that the result? And what advice do I have about consuming sugar after going dry a long time? My advice is don't do it. That's my true advice. I would give the same advice if you get off of sugar successfully. I would give the same advice to somebody who stopped smoking, stopped drinking, whatever it is. I would give the same advice. Don't go back. Don't, because you're just little, and then before you know it, you're like me having ice cream last night. You know what I mean? That would be my advice. It sucks to hear, I know, right? Stevia tastes good, though. Stevia tastes good. Patel, college football. Oh, when is that game? I haven't watched college football in so long. Kyle's not going to be here anyway. He's going to his mother's. Him and his brother are going to some. Where are they going? A state park with like water slides and stuff. Cade, which one? Which comment is pretty delusional though? I'm way behind in the chat, so I don't know. Billy says Jaws doesn't have many to choose from. Most other channels were Oilers or Leafs fans who turned the Panthers into the villains since he's going. Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, Hockey Junkie. Yeah, I like Hockey Junkie. I never see his stuff, Craig. YouTube doesn't show me his stuff. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you there, Kenneth. The dude that killed Lennon is free now and has a sizable YouTube? No way. Good Lord. The world is crazy, man. Hungry says the easiest way to figure out the YouTube algorithm is to kidnap a YouTube engineer and have him explain to you exactly how it works to you. Right? How did I start the YouTube channel? I've told that story. Where's my GoPro? I don't have, not the GoPro, the Surface Pro. Here it is. I always got this thing next to me for when somebody asks that question. Started the channel on this Surface Pro that won't charge up anymore. I got to see if I can salvage it. Probably some good footage on there. I got pissed off because the Panthers traded Gabranson and Kulikov and went all analytics. And then, I don't know, 5 games before we fired Gallant, I started the channel in the back of my van. Vincent says, I don't think you did the same thing, though. With the trade, it was okay with the context of a Panthers channel, but with McChicken, you should leave that subtitle in on the thumbnail, make a good title. I mean, I tell you what, Vincent. I mean, I'll change it right now. I mean, it don't matter to me. Ain't nobody watching. I think the thumbnail thing, we'll change the title and we'll see if it, I mean, I change titles all the time, but just for Vincent, I hear what you're saying. I ain't arguing with you. I agree with you. I'm just, what is he saying, Jaws? I'm just reacting to what I was told. You know what I mean? I don't like it either. Like, I would rather just like write a normal title of where would McDavid go when he was traded or whatever. You know what I mean? But see, now, like, my click-through rate is great on this one. My click-through rate's like 8% on that video. The click-through rate on the long one was nowhere near that. And that's the thing. Like, the click-through rate on the long video is 5.1%. And they gave it 30,000 impressions. The click on the McDavid video is 7.9%. So the click-through rate's way better. But let's see. I'll change it right now. What the hell? Where would? We'll just put his name in there. There you go. I'll create what I've been doing. I found a little bit of a little bit of a hack, get some views. So, because what YouTube is doing is it allows you now to try 3 different thumbnails and do an A/B test for the three thumbnails. 3 thumbnails. So what I found on a couple of them is that when they stopped showing it to people, I initiated a thumbnail test with 3 different thumbnails, and the algorithm picks the video back up and starts showing it to people because it wants to test the thumbnails. So that's actually helped me get some extra views on a few videos. I put out the video with the original thumbnail, and then if it starts to die out, I change it to 3 different thumbnails, and all of a sudden the algorithm's like, okay, we got to test these thumbnails, and start showing it to people. So I had already planned on doing that again for the McDavid video, but we'll see if that changes anything. I understand what you're saying, man. It's extraordinarily frustrating, believe me. But I think the thing is that the other one was so much longer. These 2 have just been short little ideas that I've had. And the other part to it is that the 2 short ones I've done, I'm not worried about copyright. Like both of those, the one about Montreal and the one about McDavid, I didn't edit those to get it down to where I didn't get copyrighted, though. So I don't even get ad revenue from any of that, because to cut that video down to where I would get the ad revenue would probably take about 2 to 3 hours, because you can't have those long clips that I have in there. And so I'm testing different formulas to see where I'm going to get views. And then if I start to get views, then I'll spend the time editing them to get the ad revenue. But I'm not going to spend, 4 hours editing a video that's going to get 400 views. You know what I mean? If I'm just testing things. Hey, True, how you doing, bud? Is Kyle signed to Flying Fluffy long term? Yeah, he can't go anywhere. Yeah, he has a lifetime contract. It's a lifetime guaranteed contract. It's cheap. Frost says, well, I think the Americans have a real chance to win the gold. As long as Kachuk stays home, yes. Yes. I think that's the key. Kachuk needs to not play. Vincent, what am I going to do if they trade Kulikov again? They would never. They would never do it. They would never do it. I can't even comprehend that. Nah. He'd retire. Terrace. It does. Yeah, it does. That's the other thing. I'm not even complaining. I didn't realize it. So, like a normal recap, right? Like a normal recap, I get about $6 or $7 in ad revenue per 1,000 views. But the longer video was only like $3 per 1,000. So that's why you see people putting ads in the middle. I hate putting ads in the middle of the videos. I won't do it on the recaps. Unless the channel like blew up and I was actually costing myself money. But that's why you see so many people putting ads in the middle of the videos, because the ad revenue that you get per 1,000 on a long video, they don't pay very much. It's gone down over the years. It used to be like, when I started, it was like 12. Hungry says, got to keep in mind while testing videos and stuff that we're in a down period for a hockey channel. Views are always down this time unless there's something huge that happens in the year. And that's true, which is why I was surprised the long one I did so well. Almost like 2,400 views, which for me this time of year is unheard of unless it was some big trade. So I definitely was happy with that, you know. So like I said, I got another one coming out. I really wanted to interview the subject of the video, but he's got like personal representation, and I tried to get a hold of them, and they won't even get an email to that person unless I tell them if I'm willing to spend like $5,000 or something. And I'm like, I just want like 5 minutes of just give me a comment, something, but not going to happen. So that's okay. However it's meant to happen is how it's going to happen. I liked making that video, though. I've been doing a lot of research, and I think this one's going to be better. This one's definitely going to be better. I found some ways to find more articles and some different videos that weren't just on YouTube that are going to help tell the story a little bit better. So I'm happy about that. So, but yeah, maybe I'll try sending something from a different email address. It's not a bad idea. I mean, I'm sending it from a Gmail address. You would think that a Gmail address wouldn't get sent to the junk mail, you know? Kenny says, glad I can spew random questions and it helps you out sometimes. And I appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely. We need games, man. We need games. This is bad. Trey says, Netter boys have been reviewing hockey movies during the summer. Huh. See, again, that's another name. I don't get their stuff in my algorithm. Like every once in a while I'll get hockey psychology. I haven't seen the only hockey junkie I got in my algorithm at all this year was like right around the playoffs, just a little bit. Hungry says, so one of the things I tagged you on is that YouTube is going to be implementing a new feature which will allow viewers to select videos to be pushed by the algorithm. It's a way for us to give the channel a little push. I saw that, Hungry, and not what you tagged me on. Well, what's interesting about that, I guess it's called a hype. I think that's what you might be talking about. It's called a hype. They're testing it in a lot of different countries. But in Brazil and one other country, they're actually testing it where it would cost money for the viewer to hype the video, almost like a super chat. So I'm a little bit leery about them getting people used to being able to do that. And then I think at some point they're going to charge you all to be able to do that, which, YouTube just going to take YouTube just they're out to make money, right? What are you going to do? But yeah, I think that's their plan with that, is get everybody kind of accustomed to it and then be like, okay, now it costs you $2. Would I include Uvis in a trade when Chucky comes back? No, definitely not. First of all, he doesn't make that much money anyway. And I think he's too good of depth for us, because you can put him anywhere in the second or third pair, and he's adequate, considering Petrie's old, Kulikov is old, and there's really nothing else. No, I would want Belinskas to stay. Trey says my algorithm is holding out. Empty netters is great. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I've seen them a couple of times on Twitter, but I've never been shown an empty netters video by YouTube ever. Hey, True said Youngblood's an awesome hockey movie. Not sure if I saw that one. I am definitely not going to say meow. They couldn't find Youngblood streaming anywhere and had to pivot to MVP. Hungry, yeah. So have I seen the Spittin' Chicklets episode? Are you talking about the one with Caesar? I saw that. Kenneth says is there a rule in hockey would change to completely change the game, like removing the two-line pass many years ago? Good question. Yeah, I would. Yeah. How did I have this idea? Hold on a second. Oh, yeah. If you are killing a penalty, you still get called for icing. That would be the rule change. Yeah, I've thought about that before. Like, oh, that would be chaotic. That would lead to more goals. Yeah, the team killing a penalty still gets called for icing. Drew says YouTube's doing some weird things. They gave me an award sticker for being the top Van Halen listener last month. That's wild. Did I say it? I said it. I didn't. I definitely did not say meow. Never happened. You didn't hear it. Rob Little, Patrick Swayze, and Youngblood. Okay. Challenge flags. Hungy says, I'd like them to implement what the PWHL did. Shorties, release your guys from the box. Oh, okay. That's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, I remember the two-line pass thing. Yeah, the toe in the crease was the worst. Perfectly good goal, and some guys freaking little, can you imagine with the technology we have now today, if they had the whole toe in the crease rule? Like, there'd be no goal. There'd be no goals, right? It'd be crazy. I hated that rule. I mean, I get you want to protect the goalie, but that was obnoxious. Hungy says, tell that to the 99 Sabres. And there's a lot of rules. There's a lot of moments in sports like that, right? That would have been different with different rules. But yeah, that's what I would do. Good question, Kenneth. Vincent says that's interesting. You're not being shown hockey content and you get dating app ads. What am I doing on YouTube? Am I Free time, show us your search history. I don't search. No. If I'm searching, it's doing hockey research. Like, my algorithm right now should be full of hockey stuff because I never search for things other than when I'm doing hockey research. And in the last couple of days, I've been doing research on this particular subject. And so I should have a front page full of hockey stuff, and I don't. And I just think it's because that's generally speaking the way YouTube pushes hockey stuff. I don't know if it's because maybe I didn't watch those videos all the way through. It's not real intuitive, their systems. You know what I mean? But I bet you if I watched, one video on freaking, how to change a tire, like my whole algorithm would be like car stuff. Kenneth says, I disagree. Imagine your guy gets cross-checked in the face. Everyone is mad. Other team scores and comes out. Yeah, that's true. Maybe you go back to 5-on-5, but the player still serves there too. Yeah, I mean, that seems reasonable. Sure. That seems reasonable. What else could we do? No, I can't do that. Vincent, I don't need to Google how to change a tire. I have never changed a tire, knock on wood. I've never had to change a tire. I could do it if I had to, but I've never had to. I mean, again, knock on wood, Vincent. I have never in all my years been stuck somewhere where the car didn't start. Yeah, and I've had my car not start and have to call a tow truck more than a few times, but I've always been at home. I've never had a flat tire. I've never had to, get to the shopping plaza, car won't start, dead battery. It's never happened. Knock on wood, so I've never had to do it. And I've driven some jalopies. I've just been extraordinarily lucky. Even as a delivery driver, when I just never, not once. Hungry says that I see the Cardinals' new tortilla jersey. Oh my God, no, I'd have to see that. True. Yeah, I'm knocking on wood. I got all the wood right here, believe me. I don't need to change for winters? No, we don't get that much snow here. No. 85% of the winter, there's no snow here on the roads. And when we do get snow, it's an inch, maybe 2 inches. And it's a county road right out here. They come and they scrape it. My driveway's gravel. So there's really everything's good that way. Even when I was in Alaska, the only time I got stuck somewhere where I had to call a tow truck was I got stuck in the mud. I was with Matthias. We got stuck in the mud and they just had to, pull us out of the mud. But in terms of being away from the house, car won't start, never happened. Hungry says the Dolphins offensive outside linebacker coach just got arrested for domestic battery. I didn't know Tyreek was the OLB coach. Damn. Jeez. Tyreek branching out, eh? Is that part of that culture change they were talking about, Hungry? Oh, my God. Yeah, Kyle will not be live, by the way, today on the Dolphins channel, the football channel. He won't be live. He's gone with his mom. I'm sure he's gone by now. She must have picked him up, I would assume. Yeah, his influence is spreading, right? Kenny says goalie gets a penalty, he serves it, and backup comes in. A player comes onto the ice when goalie penalty expires. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that would be fun. Jeez. Yeah, imagine you're the backup goalie and you just got to come on the ice immediately to a power play. Yeah, that would up scoring, that's for sure. Right? How else can we make the goalie's job harder? We need more goals. How else can we make the goalies? How about we just go full contact sport and we just completely eliminate goalie interference? Like you can do anything you want. Like you can just walk into the crease, slash the goalie in the back of the leg and score. Is that a bit much? It's probably a bit much. It'd be fun. Panthers would win 5 more cups. Oh yeah, it's the new culture. Jeez. Man. No, I people get married. Mythical says Sam Bennett already does that in the playoffs. Exactly, right? Patel says the OLB coach should call Joe Rosenhaus and the problems magically go away. That's crazy. Jeez, stupid Dolphins. Unbelievable. Greg says goalie penalty, take his stick away. Oh, yeah, that's good. Kenneth, no one can go in the crease, not even goalies. Yeah. We could make it. Now, one rule, they'd probably never go for this. They wouldn't go for any of these. But one rule that would change the sport, that would up scoring, is if goalies weren't allowed to play the puck unless they were in the crease. Right? Like not even like you have to have at least one skate in the crease. So you can't come out and poke check a guy. You can't go behind the net and stop the hard pass, the hard around pass that goes around the boards. Not allowed to do that. They have to have at least one skate in the crease to be able to play the puck. Yeah, that'd be fun. It'd be fun because of all the pissed off goalies, right? That would be highly entertaining. I mean, since we're ruining the sport, what else we got to do? It's Friday free for all, right? We can make up any rules we want. Vincent says, by all accounts, the Dolphins are pretty smart. It's the name. Yeah, I remember when they could go all the way out to the corners to play the puck, right? Yeah, now they got the trapezoid there. They just need to eliminate that. Oh, Nick's got a good one. Make the ice international size. If you haven't seen it, it's way better. It's a little bit bigger, right? I believe it's bigger, or is it smaller? I think it's bigger. Kenneth says 3 stick infractions in one game by one player. He's got to turn his stick around and use the knob of his stick. Oh, he just no stick allowed. In fact, that's what we should do. Instead of if it's a high stick, instead of a power play and he goes to the penalty box, he has to stay on the ice for a full 2-minute shift with no stick, so that now he has to block shots with his body. Yeah, we'll make that a rule. It's wider, hungry. Gotcha. Hey, Adonis. That's cool, man. Barkov and his dad played on it. Gotcha. Yeah, wasn't there somebody that had to get used to the internet? Was it Balinskis? I think it was Balinskis that came over from playing international, right? I believe it was Balinskis had to kind of get used to the different ice here. Oh, at least you get to take the classes you're interested in. Nothing's worse than having to take something you don't want to take. True. Is this a Blue Chew advertisement, wider and longer? How much is that going to cost me though? Can I afford that? Oh, geez. Oh, we got 2 wrenches here. True's here, and you know the season's getting ready to get close when we got 2 wrenches on the noon stream. Donna's probably asleep by now. She got all the way to work, didn't feel good, came all the way back. She's off Monday too now, so that's good. It's all right. Well, what other rules can we change? How can we screw with the changes, the line changes? How can we screw with that? Great White says, Josh, you should not have said that. Now I'll wake up with a flat tomorrow, just like my Panther predictions. It comes true. Now I did knock on wood. Now, Great White, I have woken up at home with a flat a couple of times. In fact, I got a nail in my front right tire that has been there for about 2 months. I'm getting it fixed on Tuesday. I have an oil change appointment. But fix the flat these days is a beautiful thing, right? Fix a flat. I mean, my old truck I drove around with two tires full of fix a flat for 2 years. They didn't go flat. I left and I didn't have the truck anymore. But fix a flat is the best thing ever invented, in my opinion. I've had, but you got to have a one of the little air pumps that you plug into the cigarette lighter. But I've had that van. I went out there a couple months ago, front right tire completely, almost to the rim flat. Put a little bit of air in it. Put a big thing of Fix-A-Flat in there. I always have a can of Fix-A-Flat with me. See what I mean? It's always in the van. So as soon as I use it, I drive right to the store, buy another one, put it in the van. And so there's been a couple of times I've had to do that, but not away from the house. I've just been extraordinarily lucky. I wonder what prize I get if I die as a man. I wonder what prize I get. Like, there's got to be some special club. I get a ribbon when I die. It's like never had car trouble. You know what I mean? Don says, thing is, Josh, you need to take all these classes. No, we're affiliated with your major. So now I'm taking public presentation and philosophy for my degree. Yeah, I understand. I had to do, man, before I went into the military, I went to like a semester of community college. And I was going to major, I was majoring in psychology. And I had to take like chemistry and algebra. I'm like, I don't want to do this. If I wanted to do this, I would have done this. I'm not good at math. 2 + 2 is Jello. Drew says that's why he was so fast all over, because the ice is smaller in the NHL, right? Patel, enter promo code Flying Fluffy. No, yeah. No overboard, no over the boards. You have to use the doors. That's a pretty good one, Craig. Can only change lines during the whistle stoppage. Nick, it's true, man. The Fix-A-Flat's the best thing ever invented. I agree with you, Vincent. The line changes, I don't know how they do it so fast. No way. Patel says, I remember a story down here a few years ago. Someone wanted to get a BBL and the doctor used Fix-A-Flat. That's pretty funny. That's pretty good. David says, I run AAA for Miami-Dade and Broward counties. We get calls from guys who don't know how to change a tire. They'll wait an hour. Geez. Well, I mean, you think about it, right? Like, how did you learn how to change a tire? Your dad, right? Generally speaking, if you're a dude, 80 to 90% of you, if you learned how to change a tire, you learned to change a tire from your dad, right? And so if you, like, I learned how to change a tire. I just never have had to do it. So, like, I've never had to jack up a vehicle. I've never been. So like, if I had to, I go find a jack. I figure it out, but I ain't gonna be like Days of Thunder world-class speed at it either. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna take me a minute, because I'm sure most of these people don't even realize, like, if you go under the rug in the trunk and look, there's a tire and there's a jack, you'd be like, what's a jack? I just think people just stop being taught things. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, it was expected that everybody knew how to do that. And then you started having roadside assistance and all of that. And, with your car insurance, like, I still have the roadside assistance. And then it's like, you just never learn because you figure, I'll just call Geico. You know what I mean? It's free. It gets people lazy, Oh, I like Kenneth's idea. You must use your 4 lines in order all game long. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like that, Kenneth. You know what that should be? Oh, wait a minute. I like that idea, but for overtime. So, because I know people don't like the shootout. So overtime, you can still 3-on-3, but the first 3 have to be from 1. The second 3 have to be right. You know what I mean? There has to be, because you got a defenseman. Okay, no, I take that back. I like this, Kenneth. No defenseman in overtime. Only lines 1, 2, 3, 4, because that's 3 guys, right? No defenseman allowed in overtime. And you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, like you're saying. Huh? Yeah, I like that. That would be fun. I like this league. They use worse than fix it flat in other countries for BBL. David says, would I wait an hour in the sun? Let me think about that for a second. Well, okay, so let's put it this way. Me personally, if I went to the gym and I got stuck and I came out, and the tire was flat and I didn't have any fix the flat, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to call Geico and I'm going to go back in the gym. I'm going to work out for an hour. And I say, text me when you get here. And then when they get there, I'm going to go out there. And either that, actually, that's a lie. I wouldn't even do that. I would just walk to the Walgreens and get fix the flat. I would just walk to the Walgreens and get fix the flat. I don't know. It's a tough question, David, because it's not a situation I've ever had to deal with. Literally once. Knock on wood. Watch by Tuesday. David says, I sound old, but the planet's getting dumber. In 65, the owner's manual showed you how to set the timing. Yeah, now it warns you against drinking the battery fluid. Oh, the setting the timing. Jesus. See, here's the spark plug, and you take the little thing, and it's like, what? As a kid, I didn't know what the hell. My dad was trying to teach me how to clean the carburetor, and if you get a knock in your engine, you just go to the spark plug, and you move these 2 little things. It's like, what? But I learned how to do it. Yeah, true. Yeah, it's like kids can't even write anymore because you just don't do it, right? Drew says, yeah, fix the flat. Just get fix the flat. I mean, yeah. And then eventually you just get the nail pulled out and plugged. You know what I mean? But seriously, I ran that truck for 2 years. And this van, when I got new tires on this van a couple of years ago, the only problem with the fix the flat is it ruins the sensors. Yeah, adjust points, Craig. Yeah, Jesus. It ruins the fix the flat will ruin. It says it's sensor safe. It's not. So in my van, when I got new tires, the tires were like $900. But then they wanted like another $150 per tire. It was like some crazy amount to fix the sensors that tell you if you got low air in the thing. I'm like, nah, I don't. I'm not spending that for that. I can look at the tire. I got a tire gauge if I need to look at that. And so the old sensors are in there, and they were ruined by Fix-A-Flat from years ago. So every time I start the car, I get warnings for all 4 tires. It's not like a sound warning. It's just a little graphic on the dash because the sensors are all blown from the Fix-A-Flat. So that's the only downside to it is it says it's safe, but it's not. It's not. Yeah, true. Yeah, then you don't tell the mechanic in the injury zone. Yeah. If you ever have Fix-A-Flat and you go, you got to tell the dude, hey, that tire's full of Fix-A-Flat. You got to tell him. That's a good point, Drew. That's the first thing I do is I tell him, hey, that tire there, I'm going to get it fixed anyway on Tuesday. You can see the nail. It's just right there, So, all right. I'm going to get ready to go do my eBay pack and ship, get my grocery done. Donna's here. Donna is here. Kyle is gone. Do not text me. Do not call me. You know the Panthers will make some kind of move, right? Wouldn't that be about right? I'm going to be at the store. I'm going to be doing work. Donna's here. Kyle's not here. That pretty much makes it a guarantee that something's going to happen. Hey, thank you, Great White. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. He says, let's help Jaws get 2 new cans of Fix-A-Flat. I got a brand new one in the van. Thank you, brother. It's true, though. True says that tire's got 3 cans in it. 2. It's a big van tire. The first can wasn't the first can quite didn't. So I put a second tire. I put a second can in it. No doubt, man. Hey, it hasn't let me. It's never let me down. It's never let me down. I drove that truck and I yard sailed in it and drove it all over I-90. I drove it from Florida to Maryland and back, and 3 of the tires are filled with Fix-A-Flat. I didn't even fix the tires for that drive. Perfect, no problem whatsoever. It's a beauty, everybody has those things where you find it and it works. You just don't vary. You don't vary it. You know what I mean? So, all right, everybody. Like I said, Kyle will not be live at 3 because he's out playing peekaboo with his brother. So he's going to have a good one. And unless something happens, I will see you all Monday at noon. And then that's it, man. Football starts next week. We're still rearranging the room downstairs. That's joy. That's happy, joy. And that's it. Appreciate all the support. And I'll see you on Monday.